Okay, let's talk about something that keeps a lot of school leaders up at night. You have this incredible new idea, this big vision, but how do you actually roll it out without creating total chaos? Well, today we're going to look at a framework that's all about turning that scary task into a real launchpad for innovation. I mean, this is the big one, right? You got this amazing future-ready system you're excited about, but just the thought of a massive district-wide implementation, well, it can feel completely paralyzing for everybody, teachers, administrators, even families. So how in the world do you get from a great idea on paper to a successful, thriving reality across your district? Glad you asked. We've got a pretty clear roadmap to get there. First, we'll look at the innovative system itself. Then we'll get into its core philosophy, which is all about starting small to scale big. After that, we'll open up the toolkit that makes it all work, see how to get the whole community on board, and finally, look at the big vision for where this all leads. All right, let's get to it. Our launchpad for all of this is something called the Future Ready Unit Planning System. You can call it FRUPS for short. And it was literally built from the ground up to solve that huge implementation problem we were just talking about. Now, you're going to see a few key words here: scalable, modular, and phased. And look, I know these can sound like just more education buzzwords, but trust me, they are the secret sauce. This is all about moving away from that old, scary, let's do everything at once model. This system is designed to grow, organically and in a way that actually works. And that brings us to the core philosophy behind it all. And honestly, this is a real game changer. It's the idea that lets schools try new things without having to take some giant, terrifying leap of faith. Let's dig into how it works. So here's the deal. Instead of trying to force this massive change on every single person at the same time, you start with a small, manageable pilot program. This gives a handful of educators the space to really test the system, to work out the kinks, and, this part is so important, to build real confidence and create success stories that are going to fuel the whole thing moving forward. And you can see the path right here. It's logical. It makes sense. You start with maybe one teacher or one course. Once that's going well and people are seeing that it works, you expand the whole grade level. Success there builds the momentum you need to take on an entire campus. And before you know it, scaling to the whole district feels like the natural next move, not some impossible jump. And on a practical level, here's what it looks like for a teacher. The system helps them generate these big quarterly themes, which are then broken down into 4 smaller 2-week units. What's so great about this is that it gives you a clear structure for the long term, which principals and administrators love, but it's also modular, it's adaptable, giving teachers the flexibility they absolutely need day to day. But of course, a new system is only ever as good as the support you give the people who are actually using it. So FRUPS isn't just a philosophy. It comes with a whole toolkit designed to make sure those pilot teachers are set up for success from day one. And when we say support, we mean support. We're talking streamlined planning guides, scripts for modeling lessons, workflows for co-teaching, even professional development walkthroughs that are ready to go. You've got rubrics, you've got outreach templates. This is not about handing someone a binder and saying, good luck. This is about providing real, practical, wraparound support. And the whole point of this toolkit is to make a teacher's job easier, not harder. The goal is to reduce what we call the cognitive load, basically all the mental energy it takes to figure out a new system. When you reduce that load, you get more clarity, and you free up teachers to do the thing they do best, which is actually teach. Okay, so the teachers are supported. That's huge. But what about everyone else? A successful pilot can't just happen in a bubble, right? You need buy-in. You need engagement from the entire school community, from the superintendent's office all the way to the family living room. And the system is built with this in mind. For administrators, it gives them a clear window into all the cool innovation that's happening with easy-to-read unit summaries. And for families, there are built-in tools that keep them in the loop, making them feel connected to what their child is learning, not just when a report card shows up. So let's just zoom out for a second. We've seen the philosophy, we've seen the practical steps, we've seen the support system, but where does all this lead? What's the ultimate vision? Because it's about something way bigger than just a new planning system. This is really the big takeaway. That whole start small, scale big idea, that phased approach, is what makes the dream of district-wide, future-ready teaching actually feel possible. It creates a process that you can repeat, that you can support, and that you can scale from just one classroom to hundreds. And this is where it all leads. I mean, this quote just says it all. The end goal isn't just to implement a new program. It's to build a culture a culture of innovation where every single lesson, every unit is designed with one purpose, preparing our students for the world that's waiting for them. It's a really powerful idea. Which brings us right back to where we started. This whole system is a launchpad. It gives you the structure, the support, and the strategy you need to get a big idea off the ground. So the question for you is pretty simple. What's the first small step you can take on your own launchpad?